Hello, guys. I just wanted to make a spiritual haul, and I wasn't gonna record it. I was gonna make different videos, but I just decided to make a spiritual haul because I was doing a lot of spiritual research about divine feminine and divine masculines because we are moving into this Aquarius age, and I was just like a lot of warfare was going on. Maybe people are not aware of spiritual warfare, and they do not acknowledge the consciousness and unconsciousness and how the universe is affecting and reflecting to all people. And we were doing a lot of research. I have been in communities that were doing a lot of spiritual research, and I met a lot of people. I went to different kind of healing and methods in healing and techniques in healing, because I am also a psychology student for a year. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it, but still I wanna do videos about psychology, because I feel like this is my area of study. It's my field. It's my profession in the future, because as I moved into spiritual journey, I started to learn more about healing. And I started my own healing journey, and I was just like going through a lot of, you know, people's journeys, how they're affected in this era, because a lot of things have been going on, and I was going through a spiritual journey too. Like, I don't want to call it a warfare. Like, when you call it a warfare, it is just like witches and warlocks and all kinds of, you know, demons and angels. It is not that, but it's a bit of like journey. I wanted to make it like a bit of like a journey, not a warfare. But spiritual warfare is very true. But we are not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna make a lot of videos. I wasn't going to, like I said, I wasn't going to do a spiritual haul, but since I decided to become a vlogger, and I like fashion, and I like a lot of things. I like art, I like music, a lot of areas. I mean, so I just decided to do things like hauls. Maybe what I will, what I buy, what I wear, what I like to dress, and my style when I develop it. Because I live in Turkey, and a lot of things don't come to here. This was my, biggest, like, what they call this is my biggest obstacle in fashion, in my, daily life, because a lot of things are not, coming to this country, and I wasn't able to buy, I wasn't able to wear like in my style, like what I like. So as probably I'm going to move between countries. So as I, make my wardrobe, I will show you also my, different styles, because I also wanted to do like this kind of academia vibes. I'm a Tumblr girl since like 2013, 2012 maybe. I was 11. 11, and I had a phone in my hands. No, I wasn't the Gen Z type, I think, but I was close with Tumblr. And our main thing in that period of time was blogging, and sharing moments of like our beautiful memories. Social media was not this advanced, and there weren't a lot of people's thoughts and comments and everything. I I don't like it. So I just want to turn back to those times, and maybe I will do like a very simple blog spot, because I like it. I like that era, and I recommend for teenagers to do blogs. and write about their, like, I mean, maybe diary, because, but no, I would recommend teenagers who want to become artists, or like anyone in the future, like, blog it, blog your, what you achieved, what you think about, some stuff. So we will do some things in there too. I will do it. So, going back to fashion, I want to do like this academia vibes, and I also want to, open this academic, dark academia, light academia vibe kind of stuff. Uh, Blog in fashion too. So I'm gonna show you that. But like I said, this video will be about spiritual hole. So let's start. I bought two planners. I mean, it's not about spirituality. This one is about spirituality. This one is not. This one is a normal planner. But I learned that, planning is very important. We know it from the psychology, but when it comes to spiritual side, part of it, it is just like, when you record the days, or even when you check the time, the month, the days, the week, you become aware of time. I mean, they say that in spirituality, time does not exist. It is true at some point, but we are, materialized in this body on this earth. So we get, we age, we die. So that's one of the reasons that time is partially important, I think, for some stuff. I mean, not the way that we think of it, but time is important. So spend realizing your time is important, because it is so easy to get caught up in the normal world, like just living your life. So when you forget about the time, and when you don't have a planner and you don't remember about the time, things go fast, and you realize that you weren't, like, it's different, being like, I don't know, achieving something in your 20s and achieving some things in 30s. I mean, I don't find it very different, but still, if you have those goals about your ages, like, I want to live my 21 like that. I want to live my, I want to achieve something in my 25, or until I become 25. I would recommend, definitely, because it is spiritually also important. Also, to remind you spiritual practices, because we have to do. I'm sorry about that. I hope my dimples my dimples are just like closing them. So I hope that, everyone will get a planner. I mean, I didn't start to use it very, in a very disciplined way, but I try. Start with it. I mean, even keeping it in front of you will help. So I think it's important for spirituality to have a planner, and also reminding yourself your spiritual practices, writing your spiritual practices, daily plan. So this is that, because we have a lot of things. And I bought, it is the other planner. It is Harmonia, and it is Turkish. It's very beautiful. The design is very beautiful. And I just wanted to buy it because I'm not used to using and writing into planner. Never. And also not an astrological planner. But when it comes to spirituality, we know that, planets, transits, and if manifestation, new moon, full moon, everybody is into that, but nobody cares about transits. It's again, we again bullied the Pluto kind of stuff. Like, everybody is into manifestations, oh, new moon and full moon, but nobody cares about transits or other planets. So because I wanted to, make it a habit out of, using an astrological planner, maybe I will leave, this completely and just use astrological planners in the future. But I want to make it like a habit to use an astrological planner also by my side, because it has beautiful more than beautiful, it is indicative. Like it indicates, it reminds you when will be the, you can make, it's not like, oh, today is full moon. I didn't realize, or tomorrow is full moon, everybody's talking about that, or new moon. It's like before the week, you can always, you're always reminded when is the new moon, full moon, transits. So it is very pretty. And I also bought it for symbols. Like I'm not very good in the astrological symbols. I mean, I know the basics, but there are different symbols that I don't recognize very easily. So, and I also very, very do believe in esoteric astrology, and I want to make, research about it too, post videos also, but it's a good starting point. I wanted to buy like different astrological planners from the abroad, but I wasn't able to because I live in Turkey right now, and this was the starting point for me, and it's beautiful. But I have some other astrological planners in mind too. Moving into the books, I bought this famous book. I don't know the English translation. It is like an astrology of soul. Maybe I don't know the English translation because it's Turkish. It's written, it's translated into Turkish. It's by Jan Spieler, I guess. John Spieler. It's about north nodes and south nodes. I will recommend you to search it if you're into astrology or soul mission or you're lost in life. You're welcome in our club. So in astrology, the north nodes are indicators of like your soul purpose and the way you clear out your karma and the areas where you will be in your fully highest potential. So everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants to win finances, like in work situations, in relationships. I mean, I heard from this, woman. I went to a course, and I learned from a woman that some astrologers do geopolitical charts of where you will be happy, geologically. It's just like I hope I can, you know, um, make you understand. But they make charts and they look at your chart and tell you where you might live happily or better, where you can find a job or somebody that you will live your life with, your soulmate maybe. So it's very interesting, and I want to we will get into this stuff too. So it was the book that I find when I find out uh, when I first learned about the south node and north node. So it is very simple, but I wouldn't buy it because I can't say I wouldn't buy it, but I wish it would be like more like booklets, little booklets, because it is like 600 pages, over 600 pages, and I mean, for example, your north node is in like Gemini, and you have like only 50 pages to read about yourself, and it is all signs are um, in line, they're south node and north node, and you can read about it, but it's your sign is you only have one sign in north node, so it will be only making like 50 pages out of 600. So it is up to you. I mean, it's a good book. I mean, it's very written very well, but maybe it will be better in booklets. So, and I bought this book. I didn't read it, truth to be told, very, deeply, but it's interesting. It is high psychic development. I think it's English translation. Again, I don't know because it is in Turkish. It's by Hereward Carrington. Hereward Carrington. He's he's an American, and he worked in American Psychic Research Foundation, and he made a lot of research about like psychic powers and interesting stuff that I'm still learning from here. And I didn't read it, but it's kind of interesting, and it was about spirituality, so I bought it. When I read the books and I like some parts, I will share it too. So let's move on. This book is a very famous book. It is by Dr. Joy Dispenza. It is very, very well written book. It is amazing. Like how to be supernatural, I think it's the English translation. And I have like these lines and stars in it, like in a lot of pages, because it is, it has a great balance between the psychology and spirituality. It's like a bit of like a psycho-spiritual book, because it has the psychological facts about your, even like a neurological facts, neurobiology, or like biopsychology facts. So it's still very simple, and it's about like spirituality too. So I will definitely recommend this book if you're getting into spirituality, if you're getting into, I want to live my life in a beautiful way, in my highest potential. This is the book to start. It's amazing. Also connected to this book, I think they are very close. It is by Shakti Gavain. Shakti Gavain, I think. It is, I don't know the English translation, but it is, I think, something like creative visualization. I just I just make it a joke. It is just, it is very nice. Creative visualization. Visualization. Use the power of your imagination to create what you want in your life. It is a very well written book. It's very great. So you will find me saying a lot of it. Because, if you are getting into spirituality, I would recommend something grounded. I wouldn't recommend like occult or esotericism in the first place, because I think a lot of people practice a lot of dark stuff without knowing, even those people who are, people who are claiming to be, when the intention is good, you cannot be harmed, I guess, but still there are some forces in the universe that we don't understand, and we are gonna find it out. But I think even people who are claiming or thinking that they're practicing good stuff, it's either it's useless because they don't know the wisdom or right way to practice it, or it is dangerous, and they don't know. So I wouldn't recommend esotericism before, like, we can discuss about it later, and probably there won't be a lot of research about it, but still I think there will be, but still I would recommend you to start with more like grounded stuff with psychology and spirituality, like psycho-spirituality areas, quantum, if you're so like into it and you want to discover more and more. I will recommend you quantum, which will be the science of the future, of course. Quantum in everything, like quantum monol quantum psychology of quantum, whatever you want to call it, quantum of medicine, quantum of like math, philosophy, physics, biology, chemistry, everything in every area. I think quantum will be the leading scientific area of the future. So I would recommend you to also start with something more grounded, like psychospirituality, like I said, quantum stuff if you're, if you want to get into much more advanced sides. So these two books are very well written, and they're, psychospiritual books. They're not, they do not involve like things about like mm, belief systems, because it can be hard for people, if you don't believe in, like, we cannot recommend books to people who don't believe in, any power or any god. We cannot recommend them spiritual books, but we can recommend them psychospiritual books, psychological books, psychology books, that they will basically learn about their, how their brain works, or their neurobiology. So it won't be hard to, you don't have to get into these supernatural areas of spirituality. So I think it's good to start. And also, this book is also, I will make, like, if there's another, I don't know, when I look at it, this these two ones too, I will make these two ones, how many of them, these 5 books will be my, first recommendation about psychospirituality. If you want to get into spirituality, if you want to get into your highest potential, and you want to discover more and more stuff, I would recommend them. So I will start with these books of Diana Cooper, Spiritual Laws and Universal Laws. These two ones, those are great too. I mean, I wasted a lot of time, so I'm just like in hurry, like which books I'm gonna show to people to help faster. Because if you start like a very heavy books, you might be like, no, this is too harsh and heavy for me. I don't need that in my life. But spirituality, we all need that in our lives if we want to make it our, if you want to discover our more spiritual, side, more high potential side, and our higher potential, because it comes from our higher self, we should get into spirituality. So these books will be my go-tos. Those 5 books, I will show them, because I didn't show this one. It is by Louis Hay. Let me check if there is any. You Can Heal Your Life. It is the English translation. You Can Heal Your Life. This book is also great. Like, I would recommend this, again, I'm gonna repeat, but like really, these 2 books are also like life-changing. So I would recommend starting with this, and then reading Diana Cooper's Spiritual Laws and like Spiritual and Universal Laws, these 2 books. And I will then jump into How to Be Supernatural, and then by Shakti Gawain, creative visualization. So these 5 books in this, in this line, I would recommend them as a starting point. Moving into more supernatural books. If you believe in, if you're more religious, I want to say religious, but if you believe in more spiritual forces like helping us, like angels, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, the good side, the light side, the demons, the dark side, enemies. If you want to believe in this kind of supernatural, which I do, supernatural forces in the universe, and if you want to like moving into, from much more grounded to much more like supernatural side of the universe, then I have some books too, and they're mostly by Dorian Virtue. Dorian Virtue, I started, this supernatural side of spirituality with Dorian Virtue because, her, like, I'm gonna show her, like, tarot cards and her, like, books helped me a lot. Like, you know, not believing in this kind of stuff, but really, moving into grandness to, my psycho spiritual side to more supernatural side, and I liked it. Even it's the fiction, I like I love it. So I started with Dorian Virtue. When I moved to supernatural, it's very, because she has also psychologic, um, she has a, background in psychology, so it wasn't so hard to, because she's also talking about her clients, how she helped her clients about, you know the situations, in a different approach than we are used in psychology, like those therapies, because we use consciousness and consciousness, but in the psychospirituality we use forces of the universe, forces of the nature to, help, forces of the, most importantly, we help um, our clients, I mean, psychologic psychologists client to discover their higher self. So we help the higher self to, come to consciousness from unconscious, to help their situations in life to find, you know turning point or aha moment, to find the cure or find the, solution to their problems. So it was a very, it was a very good guide. I mean, Dorian Virtue is now, I think it's not, she's not into this kind of stuff, but I think she helped a lot of people. I wish she will be back to this kind of stuff. Although she said that, she chose the church and, like, you know everything, she doesn't, not believe, but she believed this is, witchcraft or something. I think it is not, because she helped a lot of people with those books. I think I wish she would return to more into spirituality, rather than, this kind of church beliefs that everything is just like a witchcraft. Because, we have been, I mean, I mm, I am an omniscient. I do practice from every religion, and I do believe in every religion, because I do believe that all these prophets were being sent to us by one God. So, because I do believe that they're coming from the same God, I do believe that they were just sent to different, geopolitical areas in different times, just according to those needs of those times of the people, according to needs of the people of those times. So they were sent to certain areas on earth, in certain times, because of the earth's and humans evolutional process. So, Jesus was sent to different area. He was sent to Jerusalem, which is, we know that there is a war out there, which is, war is never from God. No matter what they say people are, war is never from God. First, we need to acknowledge that, and by just taking sides from, like, Israel or, Palestine, it is just like, we need to be on the humanity's side. There are no sides when there is war, because today the Palestine, children of Palestine are dying. Tomorrow it's our kids. There is no side to war. So this is why I do believe, they were all sent for a mission on earth to, in the areas that were more corrupt, more dark in those times. They were sent as prophets, the beacon of lights. And there are a lot of things that we don't know about them in the history, that are not talked about in the history books, but still, the simplest thing, I do believe that, the war is never from God, and I do believe in this natural forces. And like I said, I think, you know, when it comes to good side and those kind of forces, it is good to acknowledge that what you believe, and because there are a lot of sects and like different and dangerous practitioners out there. So don't, you know, spiritual journey is like, I love Rumi. If you know the Rumi, it's, he's a he's a Sufist. He comes from a, he's a prophet in Sufism, and he has a lot of esoteric knowledge in Islam, and he has just, maybe you've seen, his words. So I do believe, like he said, that, if we believe in, the good side of the humanity, we also you know, be in love with everybody. Eh, Not everybody, but just like every part of life, like I said. And he also indicated so much. He was a Sufist, like he was always talking about this loneliness. Like spiritual journey is not about loneliness, but at some point you have to be, to turn to God, you have to be at some point of loneliness. Like there's, it doesn't mean that there is no one around and you turn to God. It just means that, that everything is just like everything, and everyone is just a passerby in your life, and because you're on your journey too, you're an adventurer too. So because you're just a passenger on the life of journey, so spiritual journey is much more like a, I don't want to make it like a loner thing, but mostly, we also know from the prophets that they don't run in packs, like attacking with wolves. They're just loners because they learn from the loneliness. So this is why I do believe that spiritual journey is not something to be confused with sects and dangerous cults and different kind of stuff. I think more of them are about manipulations, wrong teachings. So I will say that, spiritual journey is a very self-centered journey. It is about yourself, no one. It's a request to loneliness. I think it's a hero's journey. I find it. It's hero's journey. So you're alone on your journey. Everyone is, and everything is passer. Everyone is passerby, and everything just gonna pass you by, no matter what you live. So this is why I do believe that spiritual journey is very special and unique to everybody. So when I learned that, Dorian Virtue chose to, be on the more on the side of church, it was, I don't have a problem with anyone from any religion, but um, these are not witchcraft. I don't believe in it. Believing in the good forces, believing in the good, good forces of the universe is not witchcraft. So I find her very talented, and I find her very, I find her very grounded. I mean, and I got a lot of help from her books, and I, bumped into some girls too, like saying that, they were sad to see Dorian Virtue chose, much more different path, but it is her path. Like we said, it's a spiritual journey. It's her path and it's our path. So now she left her books to us, and it is her path to maybe find different teachings. So I really liked her books a lot, and I'm gonna recommend them. Even though Dorian Virtue is not like very into her books anymore, I think she's a great healer, and she helped a lot of people with books. And I talked a lot, This is Divine Prescription. And I was just like, guys, I was just like reading it in the subway going to mall. I was just reading. I don't like. We will talk about it later. I was just going to subway, and some stranger from another country, not Turkish, he just sat right beside me, next to me, and I was just like reading, and I realized that he was like, he was like that, and I was just like, and I was just making book for him to read. I was just like reading here, and I just found myself reading like because I realized that he was just like reading beside me, like looking at it, and I was just like, you can read it, it's okay, it's fine, from my from my inner voice. And I was just like, and he asked me the book, what is the book, what is the name of the book, and I said like Divine Prescriptions by Dorian Virtue. It's a good, he said that it is a good book. So it was just a memory. It was just a good memory with this book. This is very well written, and as you understand from the story, you can read it very easily. Like, this is just like I was in the subway reading it, and guy next to me just read the pages like very, and it is reading like angels and it was just like, it was just reading it cool with me. So those two books, The Lightworker's Way, which I like it. The Lightworker's Way. I didn't read it yet. I haven't read it yet, but I will. I'm there's forward by Lewis. Hey, my favorite. So I think it's great. I'm gonna read it. I am reading it. I read a lot of books at the same time. Don't ask about it. And I'm reading it at the same time. I'm reading a lot of the books at the same time, and it is Assertiveness for Earth Angels. I just read it a lot, and it just, erased here, because I bought it from like an alt. I bought it from alt bookstore, and it was just like, it is gone now, but the book name is Assertiveness for Earth Angels. It is also so great. I like this book so much too. I would recommend it. This is the third book by Dorian Virtue, and I read. I think I read it. I finished it. I will change my life if I had more time. Guys, this time issue is just like my biggest, like, time, like how to spend if you're, cause if you're, I'm not obsessed, but I just want to know, like, how to spend our time effectively on earth, like really, really. I just want to make it. So I just read this book, and it helped me a lot about, like, this FOMO feeling we all have, like, because I think it stems a lot from the FOMO. Freud. So, so I think it stems from a lot of FOMO, like fear of missing out. I think this is just like social media make it worse for everybody, just like FOMO everywhere. Like, you're missing it, you're missing it, you're missing it. Buy this, go to this place, do this right now. And if you're not able to do it, go back to your bed and cry. I think this social media is very cruel about this time stuff, and we are also cruel about time. We don't know about the flow, like I said, in spirituality, the being in the flow, like the patience. You all learn about that. But if you have this kind of, like, I want to spend my time better concerns about this is also a good part of the journey for me. It was a good guide too. So, do we have any other story? I think I didn't brought all the books because there were a lot of books. Huh. This book is also Awaken Your Indigo Power by Dorian Virtue. I think I pronounce it right. And Charles Virtue. Great. It is just well done. I just want to. I'm just gonna do a video about this book alone because this book also inspired me on my journey, like in a way that is like I just I I think I want to talk it about in this video, but it's too long, so I'm just gonna cut it short. But I think teenagers should read this book, Awaken Your Indigo Power. I mean, coming from a psychology background, even though I didn't finish the school, still a student, but I search a lot of it, and there are theories about indigo kids, rainbow children, and like different kind of children that they're different and unique from others. It is a theory that all kids are special, but because as generations don't realize it, they just forget about it. They forget about their soul. They just go out there, live their normal lives. They never make it to their full potential. So if you it's good to know that every child is unique. Every teenager is unique, and we all have a soul mission and great things to do, and we are limitless. To remind ourselves, and also if you want to start it from with the children, like from the little age, because the more age the older you get, it is hard to not it is harder to like come up against a system. Like you graduated from the university, what are you gonna do? You're gonna find a job. Maybe it's not in your soul mission. Maybe you're going to be like a very different person. So but you have those fears, those worries that all those human beings have, like so you stick to that job, this 9 to 5 job or something else, and we are not supposed to in this era. Also, like a lot of people are living 9 to 5 jobs because they're also not getting their rights, their their sort of hard work, the fruits of it. So I think we are evaluating through, we are going through an evolution, so we are not able to make it in the system anymore. So this is also a good book if you're a teenager. I will recommend you, because I want to do a lot of aesthetics and beautiful fun stuff with teenagers. Because in my teenagehood I wasn't aware, and I was just like scrolling through Tumblr or social media, just liking and like imagining the aesthetics in my own world, but I never thought about living it. I thought it, but I was in Turkey, so far from away from everything. In those times Tumblr was just like this cool part. I love Rookie magazine. I think it was a turning point. I'm gonna make a video too. I think it was a turning point for teenager girls too. So I was just like following Rookie magazine from Turkey, and it was all based. It wasn't based. It was open to all of the people, but most of the things Tumblr included too was happening in the America. There was Halsey starting this all kind of era on Tumblr, like this aesthetics era that I liked, with Badlands album. So it was just like the turning point. It was all over the Tumblr, and everybody was just like going through this kind of aesthetic writings and photos, and we were just like writing songs and being rebels, teenagers caring about aesthetics, liking aesthetics. So I just want to live a lot in this era, and I don't want teenagers to miss it too. So I just want to I just don't want to live this life just not living my aesthetics. I just want to be like in the era of my dark academia, light academia, and I want to live it with another teenagers, like living in it. living according to it, having fun. So I think I will do it in my spiritual journey too, and help other people too, because there are a lot of people who are just you know, not following the society, but at the end of the day, we have. I mean, we don't, but we have places to be. So a lot of people are, going through their lives, programmed by society, not being able to express their unique side. So I'm talking a lot, so this is a good start for teenagers, I think. Awakening your indigo power. I didn't read this too. I'm gonna go over, because I did a long I just make the longest videos. I don't know how to part it. I talked a lot. So it is just should I make part two? No, let's go. I'm not gonna. I just read this. I just bought this book recently, Hercules and his duties, and it is astrological interpretations, the labors of Hercules, an astrological interpretation. So it is the book that I recently bought. I think it's very mythological, but also very nice in astrology. I haven't read it yet, but I will read this book. I think I'm gonna talk about it. It's by Alice Bailey. I'm gonna read it too. And I bought, of course, one of the spirituality and like a theophilosophy, one of the most important people in this era, in this field, is Rudolf Steiner. Rudolf Steiner is a very important person in theophilosophy, and it is his book. He's talking about a bit of this. Two books are very mythological, and I mean, I have some. We're moving into psycho spirituality, to supernatural, and to more mythological parts. So this, Rudolf Steiner is talking about Atlantis and Lemuria, which is, if you search about it, and we're gonna make videos about it, we're gonna talk about it. It is about the ancient civilizations. I don't know why my pronunciation is just off today, but normally I'm not like that. So Rudolf Steiner is, talking about. He wrote about in the books about Atlantis, Lemuria, those ancient civilizations, which are theories, and there are some mythological things, but it is about soul and spiritual journey. So if you like this secret continents kind of stories, it is nice to read. And which book it is, I'm gonna tell you, because Rudolf Steiner has a lot of has a lot of books, I think. It is Cosmic Memory by Rudolf Steiner. And also, because I talked about the Atlantis and Lemuria and all this kind of wars and lost continents, our second book that I bought about that, it is James Churchward. He's a very important British researcher, I think. Was he a British? I think he was British. Or was he American? I don't know. I remember him as British. Yes, he's British. Yes. He did a lot of, research about Mu, the lost continent, which, I don't know, I am having this kind of different, not coincidence, but different sort of interesting stories about like this lost continent of Mu, because our founder, I'm Turkish, and our founder was Ataturk. He was a very, he was also, I think, a very special soul here for a mission, and he knew about his mission, and all these wars that he made, he made it through, and all this, hardships that he went through with the country. He was the founder of the country. He was researching about the Mu. He made research about the Mu. So I think the Mu is something very. It's a very different topics, because he was also the founder of Turkey. Ataturk was a very well educated man in history. He read a lot of books. He read a lot of books about a lot of stuff, literature, everything. Like, he made a lot of great stuff in this time. So he, the fact that he was certain about the Mu is just like put me in this path too, I guess. So, and also there was a movie that I really liked, and I'm gonna share it. So it is The Lost Continent Mu by James Churchward. And I'm gonna move it very fast because it's a long hour video. I cannot believe I did both this psychic witch book. It's by Matt Oren. I didn't read it, and I don't practice anything, and I don't know if practicing anything is right. I want to search, I want to discover, I want to do crazy stuff, but I don't want to get involved with the practices that are not light of dark, of light, because first of all, there's the law of karma. Why would anybody practice anything dark? But also, like, I don't want to waste my time a lot of on it, maybe things that are not very written or practiced very well. But I think this book is very well written about meditation, like magic and metaphysical guide, like it said. I didn't read it very much, but I think he wrote a very well guide for which in the beginner level. I mean, beyond the beginner level, because it's about like using the mind for manifestation and all of this stuff. And I think he was very careful, because I read some pages, and I think he was very careful about what to include, what to not, and what is the right practice. And I think he's very well educated in this field, because I read, he get help from community, he asked people. So I think it is a good book for, if you want to become a witch. Don't practice dark stuff. Oh, this is the book. This is an important book. This is a research kind of book. Like, it has the roots in research about human evolution and religion, mostly Christianity, based, centered Christianity. It's about like Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and like sort of the cycles from Adam and Eve. And I'm gonna talk about this book very much, I think, because it is very well written. I mean, it is, some parts might be very religion based, but I think it has a very good research about it, combining the operations of Mary and all other kinds of stuff. And it's by Christian Jana Kirsch, which she holds a doctorate in psychology. Well, she has a psychology background too. I think She has just researched a lot of it, and I find it very amazing, and I will recommend for you. Also, for the Divine Feminine Collective, I will recommend God's Plan for Salvation by Christian Kirsch, The Return of the Divine Feminine book. I bought it from the Amazon to Turkey. There is a psychospiritual book that I'm reading still. It is The Power of Thought by James Allen. It is also very nice. It's a handy book, like you can read it anywhere. It's very nicely written. It's also like a spiritual book, just like those 5 books you saw in the start, in the beginning. And there are, I'm not gonna, it's not needed. And okay, this is Crying, Monica Mrani, The Human Soul Revealed. So I think there are series of Crying. I don't know the writer's name, if it's indicated as Crying series, but I think it has 12 books. And if you just write Chiron, I don't know if I pronounce it very well, but it is by Monica Mrani. It's a different book from the series, but I'm gonna read especially Chiron, and it's 12 book of series, because I think it has a lot of good knowledge in it. So I'm gonna read this too. It is not from the series, just like I said. It is a book related to this Chiron series, this 12 books. It's written by Monica Mrani, so I think it's great too. I just checked the inside and I just read some pages. Great book if you're into this kind of stuff. And there are some there are some cheek, what they call it, like cheek slapping. It's just like some reality check books by Blavatsky. Blavatsky is a founder of, I think she is the founder of the Philosophical Foundation, and she was just she's a Russian lady, but she is just a very she's a very firm lady that is like, she's just she has that Russian tongue in the writings also. She's think writing stuff about, like, how can you not believe in this, like, if you don't, if you believe in this, how can you not know this? I mean, it is not a very egoistical tone, but it's just like a slapping voice, just from it is just, I think there were a lot of arguments between scientists and like spiritualists and religious people in those times. And Blavatsky was just like a Russian lady who was just like who was just like very dedicated to her field, which I liked it a lot. And her tongue made me laugh. This this, this Russian tongue, really, sometimes it was just like, I wonder which scientist is just like getting the idea, inspiration from her. Because she was just like very like she just wrote a lot of research writings about a lot of esotericism, philosophy, like in this Rudolf Steiner's part, like lost continents, a lot of stuff in a lot of areas, and a lot of she opened a lot of she opened my eyes a lot, because she taught me that was the stories, mythological stories, with symbols. So she's just, I think you should read. I mean, it is, I will recommend it if you're, if you read the psycho spiritual book, if you believe in, supernatural stuff too, and if you also want to read about something, scientific, like arguments between scientists, I would recommend this because these are hard, some hard books, some books, because they're just like very heavy in information and heavy in thought. So it might confuse you and it might take you to different, you know, arguments about the universe. So I will just read them as a, scientific arguments and, thoughts about the thing of philosophy and religion and everything else in spirituality too. So I bought this like secret teachings, the secret doctrine. I bought the entrepreneur genesis one, and I also bought the Isis Unveiled part 1, part 2. I read the 1, I didn't read the 2. I'm gonna read it. It isn't an hour long video. I don't know how to cut it out. So I'm gonna show the things that I bought in the start of my spiritual journey. I bought, of course, the tarot deck. This is the starting tarot deck. It's very beautiful. The cards are like, the cards are showing just like classical tarot. Oh, the Empress. So it is just like showing the signs and like the symbols and little writings here. So I like it very much. I like the look and everything. And the second one I bought was, no, the first one I bought this, The Goddess Guidance by Dorian Virtue. So they're, I think I'm gonna talk about this goddesses too. They're just very great, paintings. They're just great paintings and great, knowledge about the goddess archetypes that I haven't heard of before. I knew the, maybe the 10 of them, but, the rest of them I haven't even heard about. So this, booklet and this cards were very great for me to, discover the goddess archetype. And it's also really fun. I really like the fun part of spirituality. I think, teenagers should be exploring this way. It's intuitive because you choose a card and you just like with your it is a tool to develop your intuition too, and it is fun. So I bought this, The Goddess Guidance, and I bought this, The Power of Archangels tarot cards. I mean, it's supernatural. If you believe in this kind of stuff, they're very nice. No harm. So it has very great paintings, and it is just like beautiful interpretations about like angels, and it has very good, it has a very well written booklet too, like, so those are great if you like supernatural stuff. It's also great. I liked it. I like the design. So I bought the archetype cards, but I haven't brought up them here. I also bought archetype cards. I would recommend everyone to buy it. Like it's like an instinct game, like intuition game to develop your intuition about people. Like just pull out the cards and it's just so fun. Like which part of this which side of which quality, which character, which part of you know qualities of my friend that I didn't know about. You just pull out the cards and their archetypes like very great. I just loved it. I think it was like Carolyn. I don't remember it, but it was just like you just write archetype cards. It's just very great. I will buy it. I will recommend it to everybody. It's it has spiritual sides to it, but it is also like a intuition game about people. Like you can pull out cards about the people that you don't know. Of course, it's not very. I think it's very indicative, but don't use it. Just like choose somebody as a friend. Like don't take it too serious, but also don't you know have fun with it. Discover it. It's fun. So I bought this incense incense sticks. And they're just like these are just fun part of spirituality. I like it has purified the house. If you can see it, I just like it. It's it smells very nice. I like the incense sticks. It is Sai Baba, which I think he's a very important spiritual figure. Sai Baba incense stick. So and the third one is just like I bought it just for fun. It is a money drawing incense sticks. I just love the most interesting like the kind of stuff that my mother just like tells like can you bought this stuff. I just like to buy this kind of stuff, and I bought I bought this just for fun, and there were a lot of instincts of incense sticks about like jealousy, hatred, like or something else, and I just like envy, evil eye. I was gonna you know buy them, but first I just wanted to try it for fun, and I bought this essential oils. I mean, they're about spirituality because essential oils are important for our, you know, for I think healing. And if you're on spiritual journey, I think you should consider them. Essence and flower essences, you should consider them. I think. I mean, it's not consider them, but if you're guided to, because everybody is guided to something else. Like some people are guided to flowers, some people are guided to energetical work, some people are guided to books, some people are guided to music, some people are guided to a lot of different creative parts of art. So what are you are guided to? Just listen to the universe. And I was guided to essence oils, and I just bought eucalyptus essential oil, which is very sharp, and I bought the rosemary oil, and I bought the patchouli essential oil. So patchouli is very nice. They're very sharp. I bought them with this. I forgot the name of it. What was it called? I don't. I don't remember. In Turkish, it's called buhurdanlık, but I don't know the English. I don't remember the English translation of it. So I bought this. It is very cute. It is very cute, and I bought the color like this, the great color of green, and the stars, of course. I just really liked it. It is it's like an aromatherapy tool. You just from the ancient, by the way, this tool is used by the ancients in ancient Egypt. In different ancient civilizations as a way of healing and bringing good luck and anything else, clear out the energy. It's a spiritual tool used by ancients. So there's a candle here, and you burn the candle, and you put the essential oils here in this little thing, and the candle just evaporates the essential oils, and they just leave the smell. They just spread the smell of the oil, and it is a way of aromatherapy. It is very nice. I just liked it. So I bought these essential oils for it, but you can use it essential oils for other uses too, if you want. And I bought this. I bought this little box as a and I didn't use it. Like I bought it like very long time ago. I didn't use it because I was gonna show it in the video, but I just forgot about it, and we just moved into with my family. Just a lot of things happened, and I just forgot about it. So it comes in a very nice, cute little packaging, and it has cards that are informing the what's inside the box, and what is the use of them, how to use them, and it has I bought a sage bundle. It smells very nice, and sage is very important. I don't know if this white sage, because there were some stuff going on about sage and how to use them, and I bought this candle. I didn't open it. It is a candle. What was it called in English? I don't remember. What candle it is called? Like honey something candle. It is made by like honey stuff, so it's different than other candles, I think. I'm gonna use those candles too, and in here it's very nice little thing package, and it has Palo Santo, and you use the Palo Santo by like lighting it up. So it has those three things that are starting points as like spirituality, like the sage clearing out the energy, feeling like nice and clean in environment. So it has those things in the package I bought for beginner spiritual journey. And it has the cards, beautiful cards. I bought this for my spiritual journey. It's by Keep Natural. I bought it from Turkey, but I don't know, maybe there are things that same with the packaging in the upload, like same stuff. But if you wanted, I could link it. I'm gonna link them, maybe. So it was all. I talked a lot, and I bought a lot of spiritual things, and I'm gonna buy a lot of spiritual things. I'm gonna do a lot of spiritual hauls, because this video was too long. I think it will be in 2 parts. It will be videos, but this was it. I made I buy a lot of stuff about spirituality, and I want to make videos much more like disciplined, not disciplined, but I want to have like a video days sort of stuff. I will do regularly the videos, so I'm gonna buy some stuff, because I always buy spiritual books and stuff like that. I will also do fashion hauls, but there will be spiritual hauls for people who are getting to spirituality, for beginners, for people who want to know more about this kind of things. So yes, it was it. I talked a lot. It will be in 2 parts probably, because it's an hour long and 10 minutes. It's yes, hour long and 20 minutes close to it. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. I'm not gonna open comments. I'm gonna say it because I find it useless for people to comment on stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's, you know, for now, I just don't want to open the comments, and it's not about me or something else. It's just about like, I find it very, I wouldn't, you know, spend my time on it. I mean, I wouldn't look for it because I wouldn't read the comments, so it will be like taking away the time of the people if I'm not gonna read the comments section. So maybe I will do it in the future for interaction or something, but for now it will be closed. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Stay tuned because I post on my Instagram a lot, much more than here. Probably I'm gonna posting from Instagram when the next video will be about, and I will discover a lot of things because I also start a different era in my life. So I'm gonna do mystical discoveries. I will travel. I will do a lot of different things. I think I want to discover, and I also want to share it with people. So that was it. I don't know when will be the next video is, but stay tuned. This week probably there will be another video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. See you in the next video.